So this is my CB350 for 1973, and as you can see, it's a little smoky. Okay, so in an effort to try and clean up these collets, instead of just brushing them with wire wool and metal polish and stuff to try and get this rust off, I've decided to take a little tip from a mate of mine, and I'm going to try and bathe them in some white distilled vinegar. Just normal off-the-shelf vinegar. This is really super cheap stuff. It was like 25 pence for 568 millilitres. And all I'm going to do is, well, first of all, take a quick look at this exhaust piece. This is like the collet that goes on the end of it. It's got really nice fins, and I'm just wondering what will happen when we stick it in a bowl, add a load of white vinegar to cover it up, and then leave it. I'm probably going to leave it overnight and see what happens, and see if we can brush some of that rust off, because distilled vinegar is going to be quite acidic. Be interesting to see the results. I've seen it before on YouTube, but you're always kind of a bit skeptical sometimes. So we'll see how we get on. Okay, so I've taken the lid and the stopper off of the vinegar, and I'm just going to pour it into this bowl until I'm just above the level of the collar, so that it's completely submerged, and then we're going to leave it. The good thing about this is it doesn't give off masses of fumes. Vinegar smells a bit, you don't want to spill it everywhere, but I've done some other soaks. I did one with some caustic soda the other day, and you have to do it outside, not ventilated, because it's got some very strong gases that are given off, and you don't want to be breathing those in. So already I can see some little bubbles forming, which is quite interesting. So it means that the acids in the vinegar are starting to work. So hopefully, if we leave that be, we will have a slightly cleaner set of exhaust collets come the end. Run the Dremel over it with a steel brush, and the rust just came off so easily compared to how it did before. I wasn't really putting much force on it as I put the Dremel around, and as you can see, it's really restored it. It's the acid in the vinegar reacts with the rust, makes an iron 3 compound that's water soluble, and that's basically what's happening to the rust is it's being changed, and it makes it so much easier to remove it. I'm probably going to give this another dip, and then one more going over before I metal polish it, and that way I know that all the rust is being got at. Because obviously if it's thick layers of rust, you take a Dremel to it, you break through it a little bit, and then you let the acid from the vinegar get to the next part of the rust that was underneath it, and it can start working on that. So I'll just take one out from here as well. As you can see, look, really good. There's a few bits there that need a little bit of attention, but we can get those in a moment with the Dremel. I mean, it doesn't fall off. Maybe it would if you left it longer, you'd find it would break down more. But I mean, just with a wire brush by hand, you're noticing it's coming off. And it was coming off within about 4 hours. I was able to get most of it off. So really good result, and super cheap to do. About 25 pence for the vinegar, you know, a pot to stick it in, and then just leave it. And I guess the worse, if you've got really bad rust, the longer you leave it, the better it's going to be. So yeah, worthwhile experiment, and it's definitely saved me a load of time getting these cleaned up, and they're going to look great back on the CB.